Hey guys, thank you for tuning in to MooMoo Outdoors. Today we are up here in Redding, California, Headwaters Adventure Company. Today we came up here to do a test drive or take a test drive on the new Hobie Lynx right here, this guy. And our store manager, Matt, is gonna give us a little walkthrough of this new kayak, paddleboard-ish, watercraft. Here's our guy Matt. So he's the kayak rigging master. So if you need your kayak rigged up, talk to this guy up here at Headwaters. Also over there, quiet guy Brian. Alright, so Matt, give me a little walkthrough of this kayak.
So first thing, you've got your T-handle in front. Very simple, works great, especially because this thing's only 45 pounds. You've also got the front deck bungees, which you can slip. I know Hobie's soft small cooler, or their fish bag fits under there very well. Anything else that you need to put under there. You have a mount here. This can still take the sail, and I believe you could do GoPro mounts and other such things with that. You've got your basic Hobie drive hole. So you pop it in, they lock back, flip them, they release, it comes back out, quick and easy. They do come with reverse and the kick-up fins. You've got the seat up here, which the seat is also very simple, which I like. You hook it in with the hook straps here on each side, the left and the right, and then in the back you have a pressure fitting that has a bungee going over the back. So it pops in, and then you lash it down just in case anything happens, but it stays in there great, it doesn't move around whatsoever. The handle's awesome because everything detaches with this little red pin down here. I don't know how well you can see that.
Yeah.
So you pull that down, it's on a spring, everything slides off. And that's how the whole entire boat, the rest of it snaps together. The cup holder on the right side is the same way. You can switch these if you want left or right-handed steering. And then you've got the rudder back here in the back, and I'm going to get on the other side. This I really like because it's incredibly simple and works great. You've got a rope with rubber tubing, you give it a pull, drops the rudder down. Do the same thing, pulls the rudder up. Simple, works great, turns really well too. I think just because of its size and how flat it is, it spins you around real quick. You've got more bungees in the back to strap down your fishing gear or whatever else you're bringing for the day. Then you've also got a spot for a power pole. This cap comes off and it'll actually drop a spike right through the boat, which is really neat.
Oh, wow.
And then handle from the back, your rudder detachment, again, it's just with this little spring-loaded red pin, drops back in, snaps in. The one other thing that I forgot to mention with this was you do also have spots like this to add attachments. And this is actually designed to take a Hobie H-rail as an upgrade to it. And you could also do the stand-up bar, and then you've got your regular handles on the side, and you do have a paddle keepler on this side, which is just a ball and a bungee. Get this off. So it's just a ball and the bungee. You put the paddle between them, and then it locks in like that. So again, very, very simple boat. You still get some tracks. I do think adding the H-rail is going to be nice because it gives you a lot more real estate. The H-rail that comes for this specifically has tracks just like these Outback ones do too. So you'll have the option to use an H-rail mount or use a track mount.
I see. And also, I understand it's got the transducer pod as well, right?
It does have the transducer pod, yeah. So I haven't gotten that far with this boat yet. We will. We're going to rig this thing out. But on the bottom here, you do have a spot for a transducer. It's not the Guardian, so it's not retractable, but any standard size transducer without side imaging is going to work just fine in this.
So the dimensions are, I believe this is 11 foot long, right?
Yep.
11 foot long, 36 inches wide, and it weighs 45 pounds. Just the
deck.
Just the kayak itself, or everything loaded up, I believe it's 60 pounds, something like that.
I don't know. I pretty much pick everything up without the drive in it, and it feels like nothing.
Right.
Compared to a lot of these boats.
Alright. Alright. Thank you, Matt, for the walkthrough. This is a new location. They moved in when?
4 months ago?
4 months ago. So let me give you guys a little tour. So we got current designs, a touring kayak, sit inside. This thing is beautiful. And you got your Revo 11 down here. And as you saw, the Lynx We got the new Outback. Beautiful canoe. I've never been on a canoe, so maybe one day I'll try the canoe. You got your eddy lines right here, and you got your daggers right here. And over here you got the feel-free lure. You got the Hobie PA, Crescent light tackle, and 3D Waters kayak. We got the feel-free lure here as well, and the feel-free Moken, and more feel-free kayaks. Let's go upstairs real quick. We got some selection of paddle boards here, and the Yakutech accessories. We got a good selection of paddles. We got bending branches and aquabound, and we got some Stoquist life vest, along with the NRS Chinook. Some more accessories here, including the Hobie accessory, and this is the view from upstairs. So this thing weighs 45 pounds without the seat, without the drive, and without the water system. So it's going to be really, really light. Let me see how light and how easy it is to get up on the roof. Oh wow. Oh wow. This is too easy. Alright, so the good thing about this new location is we are right by the water, pretty much, so I can just wheel it down to the water, and let's get on the water with this thing. Alright, you guys ready? I'm ready. I'm so excited right now. Alright, every kayak review I do, I test for paddleability. So, I'm gonna say tracking is not so good. There's actually no keel on this thing. So, without the water down, tracking is pretty horrible. But let's pull the water down. All I gotta do is just pull on this thing. Water is down. I got my water control right here. Alright. Now we're talking. Now we're talking. So, paddleability is pretty decent. This is kind of wide, 36 inches wide, and it's kind of short, and not much going on down there. It's pretty much flat, almost flat. So paddleability with the water down is tracking great, tracking also. Like, it's really hard for me to shift it to one side with the water down. It just comes back and goes straight. So that's good. But as far as the speed goes, I'd say the Passport paddles way better. I think Passport actually paddles better than Outback too. I think this feels more like an Outback, paddling an Outback, which is decent. Feels like an Outback, I will say. So one of the reasons why I do a paddleability test is, sometimes drives do break. I mean, they're not bulletproof. Doesn't matter which brand. Doesn't matter if it's an Old Town drive. They claim to be bulletproof, but it's not. All drives break at some point and over time. So, in case that happens on the water, what is your option? Your option is your paddle. So I always check for the paddleability, because sometimes you could be miles away from the shore. If your kayak is barge like PA, it's going to be so hard to paddle back. So the drive it comes with is the kicker fin, the arc kicker fin drive. So fin goes up when it hits something in the water, such as a rock, a log, whatever. So, and this is a standard fin. This is not the turbo fin, which is slightly longer. To be honest with you, I think all the fins should be turbo, exception of maybe Passport. I think it should be standard. Yeah, turbo fin works way better, way faster. So you're gonna feel a little more resistance, but you're gonna be going so much faster on a turbo fin. It's like using a bigger gear on your bicycle on the front, not the back gear, but the front gear. It's like using a bigger gear, so you get more resistance, but it just goes so much faster. So, you know what? Maybe this does not need a turbo fin because it is very efficient. This thing moves. Part of the reason is because of the weight of the bow. It's so light that makes it easier to pedal as well. Oh wow. Let's go faster! You know what? This thing with turbo fins, it's gonna be flying. It's gonna be fast. Woo! You guys see that? The maneuverability is ridiculous. This thing literally turns on a dime, especially if you walk to a speed and turn. Wow! You see that? This is amazing. Woo! Wow. You see the radius? This is gonna be like 12-foot radius that I'm turning. Amazing. This is not a rotor mold. This is a thermoform, so exactly like the Passport. Two pieces put together. If you look at Passport, the plastic in the seam is very strong, and I have not seen any Passport fail. So obviously, since this is 11 foot long, kind of short, 36 inches wide, kind of wide, this is more designed for flat water, in the lake, in the pond, or even out in the salt water where the water is flat, not too much swell or 4-foot wind waves. I don't think this will handle those conditions very well. I'm pretty sure it can, but I don't think it's ideal. Because I've seen people on the I-11 out in the ocean and they do pretty well. But at the same time, the condition has to be pretty good, in my opinion. I mean, if the wind chops are like 3-4 feet high, the swell is like 6 foot high, 8 foot high. With the shorter period, it's not going to be ideal out there. So, but on the flat water situation like this, you know what? I'm really liking it. So let's do a stand-up test. Alright, this is my first time standing up on it. Let's do a stand-up test. So here we are. Feels good. When you are standing up, it's kind of more easier to get the secondary engaged. I actually like that instead of being completely flat. So much stability so that you cannot get engaged into secondary. I prefer being able to engage into secondary. It feels a little rocky at first, but once you get used to it, I think you kind of develop more balance, and you're not solely relying on the kayak to keep you afloat. You are in somewhat control as well. When you are casting, fighting a fish. So I kind of like that part. Getting onto the secondary, little rocky. Feels a little rocky at first, but it feels great. So the easement of standing up, it'll be really easy if you have some kind of pull assist. Oh, I have a drive here, so yeah, super easy. I forgot about the drive. If you have a drive, just grab onto it and you stand up. So easy. You know what? I have my phone in here, which I almost slipped out. And I also have my key in here as well. Don't drop anything today. I have dropped my phone and my keys in the water before, so I don't want to do that today. Okay, I gotta say, I really like this. If I were to get a kayak just for freshwater, I think this is gonna be it, to be honest with you. If you are looking for something that is simple and portable and yet pretty darn efficient, and also something that you want to be able to stand up easily, I highly recommend this. I really do. So there's one thing I'm not a fan of, which is the price. I think the price is a little bit too steep. After all, this is a thermoform, not rotomold. I mean, this thing is great, but I wished it was a little bit cheaper. If you guys have any questions, please comment down below. Thank you for watching. Please like, comment, share, and subscribe. Stay tuned for more, and go outside and enjoy the outdoors.